No touch.
I like your computer.
Thank you. Hey guys. Can you come say hi?
Hi guys, this is my family and my monster truck.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
and we decided to play and eat. We decided to play and eat, so we can have lots of fun.
Okay. Can you sit in your seat and eat your dinner?
But the carrots are much bigger, so we can play, Mom.
With your dirty face? You got a dirty
Yeah.
face? Come on, sit over there so you
Yeah,
can eat.
but you might be a little bit allergy.
Okay, sit over there so you can eat. And I'm gonna eat too. Hey Rachel Faith. Nice to see you.
Stop! Yeah.
You eat your food. So I have to figure out a better angle for this. I'm like, don't want my battery on my phone to die. Figure I would just go live. This be I don't know. Are mukbangs still a thing? I don't know if they are, but we're eating dinner. So
We decided to play and eat together. But also not even training people.
clearly I have company, baby Joy Chaser.
Because Joy Chaser has lots of fun
Can you please
with
sit in your
my
Can you please sit in your seat?
monster truck.
Let's see. Look, you're messing the camera up.
With my monster truck.
Okay, I'm gonna move it back. Hold on. Please sit in your own seat. Thank you.
Look at my monster truck.
Rachel Faith, you said you're eating dinner too. So my dinner, hopefully my order is right because I did Grubhub, and I've had bad luck with these ordering places
And family
lately. So I got food from Crafty Crab
from the
today.
store.
Can you please sit back? Somebody wants to take over the video. I got, hopefully, Miss Rachel Faith says, nice truck. You eating crab legs? I have some calamari. Oop, hopefully I don't spill it. Calamari. Looks pretty good. And
Okay.
some shrimp. Looks pretty good too. Shrimp with some fries. So not the healthiest meal, but I did not feel like cooking anything. And baby Joy Chaser usually will eat some shrimp, so I'm going to share it with him. He does not usually eat calamari. Hold on. So it's been a while, guys. A lot has happened. I meant to look before I started the live to see when was my last official bump date, but I forgot. So I think my last official bump date was probably maybe at 28 weeks. Something like that. Hi Heather Page. So a lot has happened since then. So I'm going to try to get you guys up to date, and hopefully this video isn't too long, but I'll talk as long as I can, as long as you guys want to chat with me. So I'm trying to think. The best thing that has happened over the last few weeks, or highlights, I should say. Probably the best thing. Unfortunately, it's not been a lot of good things going on. Other than, obviously, feeling blessed that I'm basically healthy. And the baby's doing really, really well. She's healthy. So, here's some shrimp. You want ketchup?
Yes, please.
I forgot the ketchup. It's right there. Can you go get it? In the kitchen? So we're healthy, so that's a blessing. So that's a good thing. But it's been a lot of challenges, and I don't know. I want not as many ups as downs kind of lately. So that's, hey, little boy, it's right there. So bring it over here. Don't do that. Don't do that. He has to drive the ketchup over on his monster truck. I would show you, but my house is a wreck. Worse than my normal house is a wreck status. Okay, some ketchup for you. Ketchup for me. Buttercup is making noise in the background. Everybody apparently wants to be part of the video. We've already said grace, by the way. We said grace before I started the live. So, highlight was probably Mother's Day. Last year Mother's Day was not good. I felt very sad last year Mother's Day. I was by myself, just me and my son. Nobody really acknowledged me. I mean, I got some texts from friends, but no real acknowledgement on the day. Not that I was expecting any, but stop that. Since my mom died, Mother's Day has not been fun. You're spitting. I'm not going to talk to you if you're spitting. That's yucky. You know, Mother's Day has been kind of a bummer since my mom died. And then being a single mom by choice. Until this guy gets old enough to understand and hopefully will want to do something to acknowledge me. There's really nobody there to acknowledge you. And, or I'll say sometimes the effort is not necessarily worth it. By the way, I'm peeling off a lot of the breading from my fried shrimp because you guys remember I have the gestational diabetes, so I have to be careful with the carbs. I am having some fries. I am not the ideal gestational diabetic patient, but I try, and I'm doing the best I can. It's been very stressful and whatnot lately.
Here's a meal.
Thank you, but don't block the camera. So this year Mother's Day was a lot better than last year. Because daycare is back. So it felt like Mother's Day week because...
Oh, dude.
Why are you making yucky noises in my video? I hope you guys can't hear him. So they did a paint... Oh, I have to show you guys before I get off of the live. They did a paint with mom thing. So I got to go to the daycare. And they just lifted some of the COVID restrictions. So I was actually able to go and hang out. Previously, they kind of wanted parents to drop kids off and get out. So I got to go to do that. So the moms came and we made paintings. Our painting came out really nice, on an extra little canvas. That was the Wednesday before Mother's Day. And then the Friday right before Mother's Day, they had a tea party, which really wasn't that big of a deal, but it was still nice to go and spend time with him at school and all the little kids. And they just basically included us in snack time. And I was off work that day, so I, hung out with him at the daycare from snack time to the time to go home, a couple hours. I got on the floor, played with the kids, and it was really nice. And that was before Mother's Day, so I felt really acknowledged. And these were some of the moments I had imagined, those 2.5 years when I was trying to get pregnant. I imagined being able to do things like that at the school and, Mother's Day and whatnot. And then my brother invited me to come over to his house for Mother's Day, and he actually gave me a gift, which I was really surprised. It was unexpected. It was a scarf. He gave me one. It was me, his mother. We grew up in a blended family, so we don't have the same mom. But his mom was there, and his wife, and my brother cooked for all of us. And my nieces and nephews were there. Baby Joy. So it was really nice. It was a really nice day. And That's when I did the little short, like my proof of life, because I was feeling in a good mood. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do like 5 minutes. And I only had about 5 minutes of space on my phone to like record something. So that's probably the highlight over the last 5 weeks or so since I've been giving you guys an official update. Listen, don't knock your food over, please. So the lowlights were, I'm getting my weeks confused. I think week 31 of pregnancy. Weeks 30 and 31, I think, were the lowlights. So I ended up in the ER. I had to go in for unexpected doctor's appointment and was extremely stressed. It was not a good time. So I guess I will backtrack and kind of say in order what's happened. So you guys know work sucks, right? Work has sucked for me for a while.
To the podium.
It's been very stressful. I work for the
To the podium.
Too loud. I work for, sorry to say I work for the museum because that's what he's talking about. I work for Department of Defense, and some of the businesses that we work with have just not recovered well from COVID, but you know, I still work in support of the military. Military doesn't stop, so you can just imagine the stressful environment that kind of creates. Where in my job, I'm like a go-between between the military and some of these businesses. So work has been really stressful, and that particular week, I'm 33 weeks pregnant today, so I'm trying to backtrack. I think it was week 30, which is really bad. And toward the end of the week, I was just tired, and I know I cried at least 3 times in 2 days. And one, I was crying during the conference call because I was so frustrated, and I was happy that I was still working from home and was on the phone and not a video. So because I don't think anybody could tell I was crying. So I think I had maxed out on my stress level. And I think later that day I had my doctor's appointment. So I go to the doctor's appointment. Oh, also, this was right before baby Joy Chase's birthday.
Mommy.
So before...
Mommy, yes. I broke my tractor.
No, I'm breaking. So before my doctor's appointment, I go to the supermarket, and I think I'm going to be in and out real quick to order him a birthday cake. I hadn't planned to order him a birthday cake because the lady had said that, the size cake I wanted is always available. You can just come and pick it up anytime. But something told me, like, no, you better order it. So last minute I said, let me go and order this cake real fast and come out. So, of course, it takes longer than I think. It's a good thing that I ordered it because it turned out that was a big communion weekend, and my order ended up being the last order they were accepting. So had I not ordered it, he would not have had a cake. But it took longer, so now I'm rushing. And with the appointments and then like the gestational diabetes, I'm always trying to time my meals. So I decide, okay, I'm going to get this chicken from the supermarket and I'll eat it in the car. That way I will have, stop. Now you got an owie. Stop. He's jumping from the dining room chair over to the couch. Don't do that. So I can't say he's doing this because I'm on the phone. He does stuff like this all the time. Or because I'm doing a video. Anyways, I get this chicken, right? And I'm eating it in the way there. And I'm feeling like this chicken is really salty. But whatever, it's what I have. If I eat it, then, I won't have to wait till after the appointment to have lunch. And anyway, I'm always trying to figure this timing out, which is stressful. So anyway, I get to the appointment, and for the first time in my whole life, my blood pressure was high. 140/70. I'm usually around between 110, 120 over 70 from my whole adult life. I've never had a blood pressure issue. So I was a little surprised. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, I have been very, very stressed. Like I said, I had cried. Just that day, I'd been crying on the phone at work because I was frustrated with just the amount of stress. So they decide to retake it. And then it's slightly higher, 142 over 70. And I'm like not really too concerned. And actually, guys, I skipped something too. The previous appointment, really good appointment. Yes, this is why I was doing my videos earlier in the day without as much interrupt. I feel like I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry.
Mama.
Can you let me do the video
Mama.
and let me eat? You're supposed to be eating your food.
Mama.
So.
Mama. Mama.
Yes.
I like brownies. I do like brownies.
Yes, sit down and eat them.
Okay, Mama. I just wanted to play.
Okay. She's been calling me Mama today. I don't know why, but I'll take it. So that previous appointment 2 weeks prior was fine. And then they said, oh, starting at 32 weeks, we want to start the non-stress test. So I said, well, I knew that was coming. So I said, well, can I do the biophysical ultrasounds, which are once a week as opposed to non-stress tests, which are anybody who's never experienced this. The non-stress test, you go in, they strap 2 straps on you. One monitors if you're having a contractions. The other monitors the baby's heart rate. And then they're looking to see how the baby's heart rate responds to movement. And trying to determine if you're developing any signs of distress, like if the baby's developing signs of distress. When I first got pregnant and went to my first OB, they told me that, yes, please let me talk. They told me that instead of doing non-stress tests, they were doing these biophysical because that was keeping people from having to come into the office as much because of COVID. So I said, can I do that? Now, this happened to be the nurse practitioner. So she said, well, you have a lot of risk factors, so I don't know, but let me go check with the doctor. So she leaves, comes back a few minutes later, and these were her exact words. She said, well, I asked the doctor, and they rather you do the non-stress test. That's all she had to say, because I'm going to follow the doctor's advice. I do trust these doctors. That's all she had to say. No, she says that, and then she says, oh, because with all your risk factors, everything you have going on, then she proceeds to list them, as I don't know. You know, you're 42, you did IVF, you have a high BMI, you have gestational diabetes. With all that that's going on, and this is the quote, and I quote, your baby could become unhappy at any moment. Who needs to hear that? Who needs to hear that? Because, you know, to me, that's code language for like you could lose your baby at any moment. It's like, I don't need that presented to me in that way. She says, so because of that, we'd rather see you every 3 to 4 days with the non-stress test than wait 7 days in between appointments with the biophysical. So I said, okay, so leaving that appointment, instead of feeling good that the actual appointment was fine, I'm upset because now I have this phrase in my head that at any moment your baby can become unhappy. So fast forward 2 weeks later when I go to my next appointment, I'm already stressed from work. I feel stressed from her making that statement 2 weeks before. I'm stressed from work. I'm running late, so I'm stressed driving faster trying to get there. I'm eating this super salty meal, and then my blood pressure is high. So no wonder it's high, right, with all that. So I asked the doctor, and I said, well, you know, I've had a really, really rough week. And she said, well, stress can, you know, raise your blood pressure, but we typically wouldn't see this much of a jump from your baseline. Remember, my baseline is like 110, 120 over 70, and this was like 140. I think over 80, something like that. She said, stress wouldn't cause the significant. And at this point in the pregnancy, when a person who has no history of blood pressure issues develops a high blood pressure, it's typically caused by the pregnancy. So now we have to figure out what's going on. And then she proceeds to tell me like all these different outcomes, which are all negative. Not one of the outcomes that she mentioned was that this was a one-time anomaly. She says, well, it's probably, it could be just regular gestational hypertension. And in that case, we would deliver you at 37 weeks. Or if it's, oh my gosh, what's it called when your blood pressure gets high? I can't think of the word right now. But you all know what it is because a lot of women end up having it. Oh my gosh, it's escaping me. But anyway, it could be the next worst thing, which one of you will put in the chat if you don't mind, if you could think of the word when you get the high blood pressure and the protein in your urine and all that. Preeclampsia. That's what it is. If it's preeclampsia, we'd have to deliver you at 34 weeks. Or if it's something called HELLP syndrome, which I actually know what that is. A coworker friend of mine had it. That's an emergency situation, and if that's what it is, we have to take the baby immediately. This is all what she's telling me off of one high blood pressure reading. And so I'm freaking out. Yes, like Heather Page says they're so rude sometimes. And and it's not even rude. Like the way that they're presenting it is not in a mean or harsh way. It's just like they don't know how to discuss risk factors in a way that is not alarmist. Some of the doctors do. Like I said, it's a whole practice, so you see different people. And unfortunately, I just got the ring all the alarm bells type people. So then she's like, so now we have to schedule another appointment. You come in next week, which I didn't have an appointment for that week. Just for a blood pressure check. And she's like, then go buy a blood pressure monitor. Start checking your blood pressure at home. If it goes over 160, you have to call us. And so now I'm like really freaking out. And like now my stress level is at like a 10 or 20. I was already stressed before I got there. Now I'm way overloaded. So as soon as I leave there, I'm crying, right? And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh. So what happens if it's over 160? If it's over 160, they're going to be like, come in and to labor and delivery. Then what am I going to do with my son? And like I have family members on standby to help out. But like these are busy people. Like I do not have people in my family who are at a place in their life where they have a lot of free time. I just don't have that. I don't have anybody like that. So everybody who's in a position to help me is going to have to pause their life to help me. And I appreciate them doing that. But that is even a stressful ask, of people. So I'm super, I'm upset and I'm trying to text them and then people are calling me back. And I don't really want to talk on the phone because I'm crying and I'm trying to like calm down. Because then I have to go get him from daycare. And I get this blood pressure monitor. And it's like a whole thing. So that was on a Friday. So that whole weekend, I couldn't sleep. That whole weekend, I bought the blood pressure monitor, but then I said I wasn't going to take it. Yes, hypertension. So then I was like, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take the blood pressure because I had baby Joy Chaser's birthday party on that Sunday. And I was like, I do not want to ruin his birthday. I don't want to have cancel his birthday or try to have, I didn't really have anybody in the position to go and do it for me. So I just said, I'm just not going to take it.
Watch out below.
Sit down in your bottom. So then, they had asked me about, was I having headaches? And while I'm there, I'm like, well, no, not really. Like every now and then I've had like a little bit, but not enough to even take a Tylenol. Nothing significant. And they're like, oh, well, it would be significant. And I was like, no. But then after the idea is presented, I'm like, so then that whole weekend, it's like, oh my gosh, do I have a headache? Is this a headache? You know, like, and I'm already prone to some anxiety issues. So the whole weekend, I'm on level 10 of stress, not sleeping, trying to get through this birthday party, which ended up being really great. Eventually, hopefully, I could get some pictures online from it. Baby Joy says you turned 4. You're 4.
Yeah.
So Sunday, have the party. I'm relieved. That night, I decided to take the blood pressure for the first time, and it's in the one. It was over 140. So I'm like, oh man, you know. And then I'm like, well, I don't know if this machine is calibrated right or what. So I go to bed. I don't sleep again because it's like 3-4 nights of barely sleeping. And that's with the waking up to pee all the time too. But this is anxiety not sleeping, like not normal pregnancy not sleeping. So Monday morning, so this is now 2 Mondays ago, or maybe 1 Monday ago, maybe it was last Monday, I'm getting my weeks confused. I wake up and I don't feel well, so I call out from work. Now part of my panic too is they're saying like all these potential outcomes with me delivering this baby like earlier. And I'm not ready. Like, I mean, the bare basics are ready, but like at that point, I didn't have a hospital backpack. I didn't have anything set up for him. The people who were prepared to step in, they're not really ready because everybody's thinking June. And at this point, we were the last week of April, beginning of May. So nobody's like thinking like to be ready. So that Monday I call out of work and I originally was just going to come back home and get back in the bed after I took him to daycare. And then I said, no, you know what? Instead of me trying to like get everything ready for him, because I was like, I need to at least get his bags and stuff ready so that if any of these appointments or if I get any blood pressure reading that's above that mark and they say come to labor and delivery now, at least his bags and stuff are ready for him to be with my brother and his family. And my house has been in just a state of disarray because I have been busy planning for the party. Work has been crazy. I'm super tired. You know, just haven't had the time and energy to like clean up as I should. Or keep up with, like, I'm keeping up with the laundry, like, okay, we got enough clothes for the next few days, like, so things are piling up, and like, instead of me trying to like figure out how to find time to get everything he needs I said, I'm gonna just go to Target and buy whatever he needs. So instead of coming home, lay down, I go to Target, I do that. It's going okay. Got all the stuff. Almost time to leave, and my heart starts racing like I'm running a marathon, like I'm in the middle of a workout, and all I'm doing is pushing a cart. So I sit down and I start crying again in the Target, and I have medicine with me. So if you guys remember way back when I decided to try and have get pregnant again, I went and got cleared by the cardiologist because from when I was pregnant baby Joy Chaser, a few times a year, I have this racing heart incident.
Mama.
So I have medicine to take for it.
Mama.
So I take, but the medicine doesn't kick in immediately.
Mama.
Yes.
I want to play with you.
You want to play with me?
Yeah.
But you're eating your food. You're supposed to be eating your food. So I take the medicine, it's not like an inhaler or something like that.
I have monster truck
that will stop it right away. Like the medicine, you have to take it. It has to like go through your digestive system. It takes a while. So I'm in the Target. I'm so upset. I'm crying. I'm taking this medicine. And then I'm like, I don't even know what to do. He's at daycare. I work on a military base. So it's not like anybody could just go on and get him. So this was probably the worst moment of the week, of the few weeks that I've been away from you guys. So, and I just got these high blood pressure readings, so I don't know what's going on. And so normally with these racing heart things, I don't go to the ER. But then I was like, I probably should go to the ER because I don't know what's happening. I don't know how the blood pressure impacts that. And then I'm like, well, how do I get to him? And I called my sister-in-law. I thought she was off work. She wasn't. This was like one of her first weeks to be in the office. So no one's available to go get, So I decide to go get him. So I called the doctor's office and I was like, am I allowed? I thought I was going to go to labor and delivery. And I was like, am I allowed to bring him with me? And they were like, absolutely. If you don't have anyone, I said, until someone could come and pick him up. And they're like, absolutely. If you don't have anyone to go get, be with him, absolutely just bring him. Because the most important thing is for me to get seen. So I get him. I stop home to get some snacks for him and tablet, things like that. Then we go. And I thought I was going to labor and delivery, but I went in the wrong way. I end up just in the ER, but they took me back right away. Got me seen. Turns out my blood pressure was normal there. And it ended up being a blessing in disguise. They ended up giving me some IV medicine and made the racing heart stop right away. Then this doctor came and did like this maneuver on my neck, which I read up on, and you're not supposed to do to yourself because you can get yourself a stroke. So thank God I didn't know that before he did it. I'd have probably been freaking out. But between him pressing on this nerve on your neck and the medicine, it makes the heart stop racing. Because the heart racing thing it's a hormonal thing where for some reason your I don't know if it's that the nerve triggers your heart to like pump faster and then the hormones kick in, or if the hormones trigger the heart. Basically, like your body gets flooded with adrenaline as though you need to be running like away from a tiger or something, but there's nothing really wrong. So like my heart rate was like 160 and I was just sitting there. They got that to come down, and then since I was there, they ran all the blood work. They ended up running all the blood work that the doctor had asked for, and everything but one urinalysis, and all my stuff came back normal. My organs were all fine. I did not have protein in my urine. My blood pressure readings were all low, on the low side of normal while I was there. And then when they discharged me, they recommended that the medicine I take for the rescue dose of when I have the racing heart, to take it once a day to try and ward it off, because the further you get into pregnancy, the more likely you are to have the racing heart. They're called SVTs. Subventricular tachycardia. I think that's what it is. So they were like, the further you get into pregnancy, the more likely you're to have them. So you might want to start taking medicine every day now. And I said, okay. So when I left the ER, we were there for a few hours. Baby Joy Chaser did great. They let him help. Like, I don't know if you guys have been in a hospital setting. They scan your wristband before they give you any medicine or do any tests. So they were letting him scan my wristband and stuff. They were really good. I had good people helping me that day. And so by the time I left there, I was probably the least stressed that I had been in at least 5-6 days. And I actually slept well that night, knowing that, like, okay, I probably don't have the preeclampsia or the HELLP syndrome because all my organs are fine. All my blood work is fine. And, it's either an anomaly, a one-time anomaly, or maybe just a gestational hypertension. So that was definitely like the worst. And then ironically, I already had a cardiology appointment scheduled for like that Friday. So I went to that appointment. No, before that appointment, was the appointment for me to come back for the blood pressure check. That was on a Thursday. So I go, and guess what? My blood pressure's high when I get there. Wasn't as high as before. It was like 138. And then they had told me to buy the monitor and bring it. So of course when I get there, and this is a different doctor, she's like, oh, I don't know why they told you to bring the monitor. So I was just frustrated. And I was like, I think they are making me stressed. I think they are the ones making me stressed. Because my readings at home that week from the ER visit to then were good. Get back in there with them, it's high. Then they checked it on my own machine and it was high. 142 or something. So now that meant it was 2 readings over 140. So they officially diagnosed me with gestational hypertension. So, yay me. I get to be gestationally diabetic and gestationally hypertensive. So the next day, I go to my cardiology appointment, and guess what? Blood pressure, perfect. And he was like, you look great. All your stuff looks good. They did an EKG. They did an EKG when I was in the ER too. Your EKG looks good. Like everything looks good. The only change he made was he agreed that I should take the medicine every day, with me being toward the end of pregnancy and those racing heart incidents being more likely. He just switched it. He kept me on the one medicine is called Metoprolol that I would take for the rescue dose, and then I started to take every day. He said to keep that for if I have another one for the rescue dose. But then he changed it to something, I think it's called like Labatolol or something. I don't have it in front of me, but it starts with the L. And he only changed it. It does the same exact thing. These are called beta blockers, by the way. And the only difference is he said that one, even though the one I was on is safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, it's just they like this one a little better. He just felt more comfortable with this Labatolol one. So he switched it. And then there's an added benefit. It does have blood pressure reducing benefits. So my blood pressure has been even better than it had been. Even though it was never bad to begin with, except for those readings there. So since then, I did start the stress test. I had 2 non-stress tests this week. My blood pressure was perfect at each one. They saw the baby moving and all that. And then here's the kicker. This was my frustration. When I go to the non-stress test on Tuesday, what does the doctor who's on call say? Oh, why don't you switch to the weekly biophysical ultrasounds instead of non-stress tests?
Yeah, because...
Okay, Rachel Faith, yes. I was on the exact same dosage. Rachel Faith said she had the same problem and she was on the Metoprolol 25 milligrams.
Because you are funny.
You're funny?
No, you're funny.
You're funny.
No, you're funny.
So that was my exact same.
You're funny, Mommy.
Okay, don't touch the thing, though.
But you might be a little undressed.
I'm a little what? Can you let me eat and not be on my lap? Don't touch it. You're going to make it turn off. Don't touch. So that was frustrating because I'm like, that's what I asked for in the first place. And when they told me about my baby being unhappy any moment, they had a special scheduler call me and we sat there and scheduled 8 weeks worth of appointments, twice a week stress tests, 2 weeks, then going down to 1 week doctor's visits, and monthly ultrasounds. All so that most of them could be on the same day and I could get it in my work schedule so my boss would know what was going on. And now after all that, they're like, oh, just switch back to the other ones. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I mean, on the one hand, it would be once a week going in there, which would seem a little less stressful. But then when I called, none of the available dates matched up with the dates I already put in to take off work. Plus, the lady was like, we're not sure if your insurance will cover it. So you would probably have a copay when you go. Plus, you could get billed for 2 other things later. Like one bill for, I guess your copay is for the doctor's visit. And then one bill for the actual test. And then another bill for the reading of the test. And those bills will come weeks later. So I was like, I don't know if I'm signing up for that. I know these non-stress tests were approved, or not necessarily approved, but like I believe covered last time. So I just kind of left it alone. I said I would call the insurance, and the lady was nice enough to give me the codes. And I think I done lost the paper. To call the insurance to see if I would be charged, because if I would be charged, then I'm definitely don't need to do it. Especially if everything is set up with the non-stress test. So that is all that has gone on health-wise. Like I said, the blessing is through all of that, every single exam of the baby has been perfect. She's good. I tried to do a 3D, 4D ultrasound last weekend. And I thought that was going to be the highlight, right? Like the best thing, like finally something good and fun. This little girl would not cooperate. She's been head down for some time, and she is way low in my pelvis. I'll see if I can get a bump date if my bathroom is not too crazy. Tell you the house is a mess. To show you in the mirror how like my baby bump is low. Because I think from like here up I look normal. I think my face is a little chubbier, but yeah, she's so low and she just would not turn her head. So we can never get a clear picture. And we were a little late getting there because of the rain. And then when somebody was late, one of my friends was a little late, so we waited a couple more minutes. So then by the time we went to do it, wasn't a lot of time. And she could not get a good picture. They did say I could come back for free. So I'm scheduled to come back on the 28th and see if she cooperates. But I don't think she is. I think she's just not about that life. But the funny thing was at that ultrasound, that was on a Sunday, they said she weighed 4 pounds, 12 ounces. And then I had my regular ultrasound at the doctor's office on Tuesday, 3 days later, and they said she weighed 5 pounds, 1 ounce. Now I know these ultrasound.
Monster truck going up ahead.
I know the ultrasound weight estimates are not 100%, but I was like, dang, like that's a significant difference. So we'll see. But that was, I think, the 67th percentile. So a little bigger than average, but not like where they're worried. So, but she's been great. Passed every stress test, the 2 this week, and they gave me 1 in the ER. She's moving a lot. You guys follow my Instagram. Well, actually, I've had it private. For those who know me in real life, if you watch this video, I had it in my Instagram stories. You can actually see my belly moving. Okay, get your Spider-Man juice out the refrigerator. So she's been great, and I've been trying to remind myself that I think all of this really is going to end up being a blessing in disguise. It really has just been a rough few weeks. And the reason I say that is because baby Joy Chaser was born. You can go back and watch my traumatic birth video. He got stuck coming out. It was a very, very difficult delivery. The labor itself wasn't so bad. I got induced, but I had the drugs, so nothing hurt. It just took a long, and I was bored for a lot of it. But the pushing part, the delivery part, was extremely difficult. And then, he just wasn't coming out. It got stuck. And with him, I got induced at 39 weeks and 2 days. And the induction took 2 days. So he's born at 39 weeks 4. So I was hoping, I was like, maybe I can have this baby at 38 weeks. Like maybe just 1 week earlier will be a little bit smaller baby. And maybe it'll be a little easier. And they initially said that they would not, if everything was going fine, if I had no other issues, they would not induce me earlier than 39 weeks. So maybe God gave me these 2 high blood pressure readings because that would qualify me to get induced a little earlier. And then hopefully I could get my 38-week baby that I've been praying for. So I did ask today because my readings have been good. I said, am I still, is the plan still 37 weeks? And she said, oh yeah, the plan is still 30, somewhere around 37. She made it seem like it wouldn't be like on exactly 37 weeks, like in like 37 and 0 days. And she said they will, in 2 more weeks, they will schedule it. So getting down to the wire. So 33 weeks officially now, 4 weeks to go. So baby will be here around June 10th. Now I am praying that it's closer to the end of that week, closer to the 38-week baby that I want, that I've been praying for. My nephew's graduation is 10th, and that's my brother's family who's gonna take on my son. So I really don't want to interfere with the graduation day, and then have to have my son there. And not that it would be a big deal. Like, they would take him, like, absolutely. But I know, like, this is a high school graduate. Like, they've been waiting 18 years, 12 years of school to see my nephew have this milestone moment. And I'd rather them just be able to enjoy it and not also be trying to keep up with a 4-year-old in a big crowd at that moment. So I hope that the induction will be sometime after the 10th, or if it is on the 10th, that it's late in the day. Like what they say, come in the evening, because then I could bring him later. Yes.
I want to, did you want to play with me in my book?
Well, I don't want to play with the book right now because we're doing a video. You want to do the video with me?
Tomorrow.
You want to do a video tomorrow with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just turn the video off.
I'll turn it off in a little bit. So, that's all that's been going on. It was a lot. Work still sucks. Work is still stressful. It's not gonna not be stressful for a while. Because you guys watch the news, you see all the inflation news and all that. So it's just creating, just issues at work. Can you turn the light back on, please?
Well, not.
Please turn the light back on.
No, not. Ice cream, of course.
So work still is stressful. But my boss has been good about, what's been going on, and like, just take care of yourself. And we have it set up for who's going to be taking on my responsibilities while I'm out. So they'll start like shadowing me more. I've started like getting them up to speed on some things. I'm a supervisor, by the way, at my job. So people report to me. So I've been trying to it's a different scenario. When I was pregnant with him, I wasn't a supervisor. And so it was just like, when I'm out, I'm out. This time I kind of I actually care about my employees. So it's like, I don't want to just leave them hanging, so to speak. So I'm just trying to prepare people and get things and organizing in place as best as I can. Yeah, so Rachel Faith asked, am I worried about formula? It's funny, I just really started thinking about formula in the last 2 days. And I was like, yeah, I just moved it. I got a box from Enfamil in the mail. I must have signed up for something weeks and months ago. And, when you get close to your due date, they start sending you samples. They had some formula samples. And I was like, yeah, that came the other day. I was like, yeah, I need to order some more formula. Because though I'm praying I can breastfeed again, and I'm praying that now that I know more about it going in, that I can have a more successful experience than I had with Baby Joy Chaser. But if just in case I can't, or if I have to supplement like I did before, I do want some formula. I'm a little worried. And I was thinking about, I think I'm going to send a text blast to all my friends and family and just be like, hey, hopefully I won't need it and can donate it later. But, if you're out and you see any formula, and I'll send them what I'm looking for, like the newborn kind, that they can get it for me. I think it's going to have to be a group effort from what I'm hearing and seeing on social media. So yeah, I just started thinking about formula seriously the other day. But yeah, like I need to like get ready more. That's part of the other reason my house is a mess because I pulled all the baby stuff out. So I did get the pack and play put together yesterday. Yeah, I'm not going to delay. I mean, I think the hospitals probably have some, so I think they would give me some, but I know it wouldn't be a lot. So I'm going to try and start. It's hard to know how much y'all need, but like I said, hopefully, best case scenario, I could donate if I end up not needing it.
Mama.
Yes.
You know what I have on your hand?
Hmm?
I have big kites.
You have kites?
Yeah, on my hand.
Okay. Um. But yeah, but hopefully I can have more success with the breastfeeding this time. But I have the pack and play put together. The bassinet is in my room. Everything is clean. The car seat's in the car and clean. So I did. That was the other reason why Mother's Day ended up being good. I finished packing up all of Baby Joy Chaser's stuff, with the exception of like his nightlight that we use at home. Hold on, I have to get balloons. Maybe you guys can get a little bump shot when I get up. Hold on. And you can kind of see. See pretty low. Alright. Don't put them back up there anymore. Now, they're too high. No, get down. Here. Don't let them go again. I just said don't let it go. Here. Hold it. I'm not getting it again. We have some helium balloons in the house. I told you I wasn't getting it again. I told you no. I told you don't let it go. And he keeps letting it go. Hold on. You're messing up my video. I'm trying to talk to the people. Hold it. Don't let it go. If you keep letting it go, you're not going to be able to play with it. Back again. Sorry. Hopefully got a little bit of a bump shot. We have helium balloons in the house. Some are still from the gender reveal. And I can't keep getting up. Stop, no. You try to stick.
You mean this?
Yeah.
That's not working.
Put it on the string. Okay, well, you got to play with something else because you can't. I'm not going to keep getting up and getting it for you. You got to do something different. Leave it alone. Get your trucks. Play with your new trucks. He's pretending that the balloons are kites, but then he keeps letting them go and they float up to the ceiling. And I had to cut the strings because Buttercup, my cat, will eat them.
Because Buttercup, because they move like a kite, but they're too high up at the ceiling.
Yeah, you want to fly a kite, but it's too high up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So listen, why don't you tell the people, what do you think about the baby and mommy's tummy?
The baby and mommy's tummy. We'll say the baby, the baby will tell me I'll tell the baby, and the baby was so sad that I didn't get the balloons.
Okay, so I'll translate. He said that the baby is sad that he can't get the balloons. So apparently they're already double teaming me from in utero. Alright, I was telling you guys the things that are ready. So the pack and play is ready, the bassinet is ready, the car seat is ready. I have some Pampers, I have some wipes. I have washed some clothes. I need to wash again some of the things that I was able to reuse from him. I do need to buy like a few more things. Oh, I got her coming home from the hospital outfit. I ordered me how they have the matching robe and swaddle blanket. So I ordered me one of those. I didn't do that for him, but that'd be nice to do. And I ordered these shoes, which I was like, I'm gonna unbox these while we're on. I have flat feet, so I have to be careful with like shoes having arch support. So these are from Fit Flops. My doctor, my primary care physician, recommended Fit Flops. So I got a pair of slides to take in my hospital bag, because I was saying I got all his stuff packed and I actually took it all to my brother's house. So everything the baby Dream Chaser would need is over there, with the exception of like his nightlight. So he has clothes over there, his toiletries are over there, toys are over there, and snacks are over there. So whenever, hopefully everything will just go as planned and I'll be able to show up for the induction. But if anything happens where it's like an emergent or like you got to come today, they have everything. And like I put a door key on his suitcase and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is his door key. Baby Dream Chaser has his own door key. I don't know, that was just weird to me that he's so little. But I was like, yeah, because who else would have the key? So then they have the key so they can come here. So yeah, it's called Fit Flops, FITFLOPS. And I got these shoes and I'm hoping that they will fit, because my feet are very swollen today to the point where I cannot wear regular shoes, and the slides I have on are a little tight. I had been wearing compression socks, but then I decided not to yesterday and wore a sandal, and that was a disaster because they swelled up so much and then they did not come all the way down overnight. So Laura Ellerman says congrats. Thank you so much. She knows I'm excited. I am excited. I feel like I've been under so much stress though, between the doctors and like now I'm doing like these blood sugar checks and blood pressure checks, and I'm very excited to not be pregnant too. Not just excited about the baby. So I like, if you know me, I like anything that sparkles. So I got these to take in my bag because I still need to pack my bag for my hospital bag to wear these home. Because I didn't know. No one warned me about the swelling the first go round with him. And I didn't know that you swell more right after labor than you did during the pregnancy. At least that was my experience. So I don't know. My foot is barely in these. Let me see if I can show y'all without. Oh my gosh. My right foot is in the slide. They're barely in. But I'm hoping tonight, because I have the compression socks on today, even though it's too late because we're swollen. I'm hoping the swelling will go down. Okay, let me see if I can show y'all the slides. Look, you see my feet are barely in. My toes are way further toward the front.
Look at my feet.
Yeah, we see your shoes.
My feet has 2 stripes. 1, 2.
And you're getting the holes in your shoes from crawling around.
Okay.
Turn around so I can see the back where your shoes light up. You got light up shoes. Ooh, look at those. Fancy. Okay. See, I got a glimpse of the mess, the craziness that's my house. Let's see if I can give y'all a good bump shot. Alright, so maybe these, I think I'm going to have to go on Amazon and buy, I already wear a size 10 shoe normal. I think I'm going to have to buy some 11s that are inexpensive to get me through the rest of the pregnancy. Okay. Let's see. Bump. So there she is. See, pretty low. With my son, I felt like it was higher up. But, trying to see, I can sometimes feel exactly where she is. So her head is like way down here. And today at my appointment, they said her butt was right in the middle. Which I think that might be where it is. Because when it's on the side, I can feel it, and I don't feel a lump. I feel a little something. Maybe those are feet I feel right here. But yep, that's what I'm looking like. 33 weeks. So, I don't know. I feel like I covered a lot. I've been on here an hour. I'm happy to be able to get on. I feel bad when I don't give you guys updates. Some of you, like Rachel Faith, you know, been around for so long. And been so encouraging. When that time when I was trying to conceive, but I hate to like leave y'all hanging. But it's just been between, you know, all the medical stuff, the work stuff, birthday stuff, Mother's Day. It just was kind of stressful, and every day would pass and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just don't have time. Symptoms I've been having, other than the swollen feet that I showed you guys, I'm still having like breast pain randomly, which I'm praying is a good sign, because I don't remember having much breast discomfort with him, especially at this point in pregnancy. I don't feel like my breasts have changed size, but maybe they have, because I only have like one decent bra. But honestly, I never figured out a good bra after having him. This might be too much information, but like my breasts didn't really change size as much as they changed shape. So none of my bras kind of fit the way that I needed them to. And that's still the case. This is like it's not quite a sports bra, but this is like some real kind of stretchy thing that I would not wear if I wasn't pregnant. But yeah, I've been having some breast pain. That linea nigra thing is higher. The colors of my areola is really dark, like almost black. And that did happen when I was pregnant before. I see the colors. Yes, I see them. That did happen when I was pregnant before. And I remember being freaked out and like, oh my gosh, I hope they go back to the normal color. And they did. So I'm not freaked out this time. I know that the color will go back to the normal shade of brown, but it's very dark. I feel like I have to pee almost every time that I stand up. I am increasingly uncomfortable at bedtime at night. No matter what I do with the pillows, sleep is becoming harder to come by between waking up. At night, I wake up usually twice to go pee. I usually wake up around 2 something and then around 4 something. And then in between that, it's like I'll fall asleep easily, and I'll wake up at 2 to go pee, and it'll be harder to get comfortable to go back to sleep, but I'm finally sleeping. I'll wake up at 4, and it'll be harder. So I've been pretty tired, which, I don't know, I feel that's just the way of your body and nature preparing you to be getting up every couple hours with a newborn. So I'm not too upset by that. I was trying to think earlier today, like what's been different with this pregnancy than before. And I've not really had heartburn. I did have heartburn with him. I've had a hit or miss, but not like I had it with him. And it wasn't terrible with him, but it was like more noticeable. I still been enjoying my diet lemonade. So that's still like a craving. Lately, it's been hard to figure out things to eat that I actually want to eat, and I know I have to eat to do these blood sugar checks. But I haven't really had a taste for things. I'm trying to think what else. Any other symptoms? I think that's really it for symptoms. And so difference in this pregnancy, that's the breast pain. The position of the baby bump, like I said, is lower. And not having the heartburn. I feel like I'm more tired, but I think it's just my life is busier. Because when I was pregnant with him, I didn't have a child. So when work was over, I could kick my feet up. The swelling started earlier this time. But again, like I said, when I was pregnant with him, I didn't have to do anything after work was over. So I could lay on the couch with my feet up and like go to bed and catch up on sleep. And now when work is over, I'm picking him up from daycare. We got to figure out dinner. You know, did he do his little homework assignment from daycare that we do once a week? You know, getting him showered, getting him ready for bed. And then by the time I do all that, he's in bed. I am exhausted. So my tired level is higher because my lifestyle is busier, I think. Not specifically from this baby. I'm like 90% sure on her name, which I'm not sharing. But I did put it on her come from the hospital outfit, so I'll post a picture of my social media because I do have a picture with it kind of blurred out. And so we have to think of a name for her. So I'll tell you guys my thoughts. And anybody who's stuck around this long in the live or who comes back later and watches the whole video, you can tell me what you think. So I'm thinking of calling her Little Sister Joy or Baby Sister Joy. Because he's Baby Joy Chaser and she's Little Sister Joy, maybe. Or Little Sister Joy Chaser. Something like that. So what do you guys think? I think I'm definitely going to lean toward the Little Sister or Baby Sister. Because we've been calling her Little Sister or Baby in the Tummy. And he's probably going to call her Little Sister or Baby Sister, something like that. So let me know what you guys think in terms of like her online moniker or name. Rachel Faith asks, did I do maternity photos yet? I did not. And I didn't really do maternity photos with him. I did my own like little solo. I did boudoir photos years ago. And that took me having some drinks to relax. And I actually really trusted the photographer who did that. And it's a girl I know from blogging who she lives in Atlanta. And I was in Atlanta for some blog conference years ago. And so we did it. But I had to have a couple of drinks to be like, you know, kind of not really nude, but, you know, very revealing. So I don't know if I'll do any. I have done a few bump shots, and I think maybe I'll try to get like a good selfie photo, which is what I ended up doing. Ended up setting up my camera and took a couple of nice photos myself, like alone. And I did share them. It's not so much the sharing of the photos, the taking them. And then they're so expensive too. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. It really wasn't on my to-do list. I did schedule a newborn photo shoot for her that I'm now going to have to tell the photographer will probably be moved up because of the due date. Well, you know, your due date stays the same, but the expected induction date being moved up. So I did schedule that, but I don't think I'm going to do a maternity shoot. I don't know, not in the sense like going somewhere. I am going to take pictures, and I have taken some pictures, so I've definitely documented me being pregnant. Rachel Faith says, baby girl chaser. That's cute. Baby girl chaser and baby joy chaser. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I'll put up a poll and let you guys vote, and then I don't know. I still might decide something else, but that's a good one. Baby girl chaser. I don't know. I scheduled my hair appointment. I'm gonna just get some braids, and then I had to move that appointment up. And originally I was gonna work until June 16th, but if they're saying around the 10th, I might just say the end of May will be my last day working. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do that. Oh, Princess Joy Chaser. Oh, that's cute too. Princess Joy Chaser. Maybe. Yeah, that's a cute one. But I don't call him a prince. Sometimes. I don't know. We'll see. But that's a good suggestion. Thank you for thumbs up in the video, guys. Who's thumbs? I always forget to say stuff like subscribe and share and thumbs up. I hope that when I'm on maternity leave, I'll have more time to get back to writing my blog, and I have season 2 of the Chasing Joy show that I need to get on YouTube, that I need to get edited. Oh, that just reminds me. One big symptom I've been having is forgetfulness. So I forgot to pay my mortgage. I forgot to pay my car insurance. I mean, I remember in time, like nothing bad happened. Like I'm not evicted. Like I paid it, and it was before a late fee. But yeah, I've been very forgetful. So I've been having to use my calendar, and I forgot to pay the daycare. I've forgotten to do a couple things at work. Like the forgetfulness is on a whole nother level these days. So I have started prepaying some things. I was like, let me try and prepay. So I prepaid daycare, and I'm going to prepay like my car note and my mortgage and whatever else I can, so that give myself a little cushion. Because if I'm forgetting now, once a newborn is here, I'm going to be all crazy. But yeah, forgetfulness. I don't remember being quite this forgetful with Baby Joy Chaser. But yeah, I almost forgot to even share that was one of the symptoms, because I've been so forgetful. Yeah, I think that's it. What else you guys want to know before we sign off, or what else should we talk about? It's like 3 of you still watching, still hanging with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. These lives are not easy to do because you feel like you're talking to yourself. And you already feel like you're talking to yourself a little bit when you do a video, but then you know you're live. So if no one is watching, you feel a little silly. So I appreciate you guys watching and commenting in the chat. Also, Baby Joy Chaser got bunk beds for his birthday. So he is no longer in the crib, turned toddler bed, but it is in his, so I do have to, that's another thing I have to do, is put the fourth wall back on to the toddler crib to convert it back to the toddler bed, to convert it back into a crib. But she'll be, if I don't get that done in time, that's fine, because she'll be in the bassinet in my room for a while anyway. But mostly I just gotta get this house reorganized. I do have a maid service that comes like once a month. I can't really afford more frequently. But she's coming this week, so I need to straighten up so that she can clean. And then I'm gonna see if the baby's already gonna come early. Then I'm gonna try and see if I can get some colostrum going. Anything I can do to hopefully have a better experience than last time. I hope you guys are still here. I don't know how I messed up the video last time. But yeah, that's one thing I'm going to do different, is try to start pumping ahead of time. Plus, I'm hoping I don't know if that does anything to help you dilate, because I would like the induction process to go a little quicker. Heather Page says she's starting her IVF cycle next month. Any recommendations for a 40+ future mommy? Don't concentrate on the 40+ too much. That would be my initial advice. Do you want advice for the IVF cycle, or like stop? Oh, don't do that. Stop. You got your truck all dirty in the ketchup.
I'll wait for this one.
Yeah, sorry, Baby Joy Chaser got excited and knocked the camera, and my battery's going down. Let me plug in. I don't know. Did you want advice for your IVF cycle, or you just like being a mom, like an older mom? For your IVF, you're starting it next month. So I would say this month. I don't know if you read the book. It Starts with the Egg But when I was preparing for IVF, I read that book and I made a lot of changes to my lifestyle, not just diet. So I tried to eliminate a lot of toxins. So that's when I first went natural with my hair. I didn't perm my hair. I switched my hand soaps, my dish soaps over to, nope, go back that way, to natural versions of things. Try to do BPA free. I stopped using plastic for a while. I only use like glass to drink out of and glass for the microwave. Yeah, I think they recommend a Mediterranean diet in that book. But yeah, you want to decrease your sugar and things, anything that causes inflammation. And I did baby aspirin both times, but that was more for before transfer. So I don't know if you're going to do a fresh transfer right after your IVF or if you're going to do like, frozen and do your transfer later. But I did aspirin. But yeah, I would recommend getting the book. It starts with the egg off Amazon, and you still have a month. And I would order that book today, and I would skim through it over the weekend. If you get it tomorrow or Sunday, and I would start making those changes for this last month before your IVF, for like a last boost to your egg quality. That's what I would recommend, because I followed the things in that book. And I felt like that is one of the things that helped me be able to have, I started out with 14 eggs. And I remember, and pray. I'm a Christian. I'm a praying person. So pray, I don't know what your faith is, but I would say keep God involved. And that has always been a tremendous support to me. And I remember when I was talking with my doctor about the IVF and, based off of my age and whatever factors, she was saying, well, hopefully we can get however many eggs. And I said, well, how many eggs is ideal? And she said, well, 14. I said, because whatever you say is ideal, that's what I'm going to pray for. And she said, well, 14 eggs would be ideal. And I prayed for 14 eggs. And I would do visualization techniques. At that time I was doing acupuncture, which the cycles that worked for me for transfer, and I didn't do acupuncture this go around, so I'm not a person that says acupuncture is a definite thing to do. But that 40 minutes of me laying on the table, I would spend doing visualization techniques, and I would visualize every aspect of what I was about to do. So I'd imagined, me doing my injections and my eggs, getting a bunch of follicles and the eggs coming out, growing and maturing into follicles, and then them taking them out. And I would imagine 14 follicles or eggs. And I prayed for 14 and I got 14. And I don't think that's an accident. I think that was God blessing me and answering my prayer. And those 14 ended up resulting in 5 embryos, and those 5 embryos have resulted in now 2 children and 1 embryo to spare. So those are my recommendations. Pray, get that book. It starts with the egg. It's on Amazon. And make some of those changes. She says that Heather Page says she's taking so many pills. Laugh out loud. Ovarian bloom, prenatal, CoQ10, vitamin D. I'm not familiar with ovarian bloom. I did take CoQ10. I took the one that was called Ubiquinol. I believe the CoQ10 is the one that comes in 2 versions, Ubiquinol and Ubiquinine. And I think the Ubiquinol is easier to absorb. So I took that version of CoQ10. And I think taking the vitamin D is good. So I think you're on a good track. And don't worry too much about being over 40. God has a different plan for everybody. And I think the benefits of being an older mom is I know my patience is better than probably when I was younger. And finances are better. Physically, I'm probably more tired than I would have been if I was younger. But, it's never going to be perfect, right? It's never a perfect time. Any other questions or things guys want to talk about? I'm pretty open on here. I'm pretty sure there's things I've forgotten over the last few weeks with the bump date. Oh, in the app it says that the baby can hear everything. I haven't really noticed her reacting strongly to any sounds. I felt like when I went to the daycare for the Mother's Day events that she was moving a lot. Like maybe she heard the little kids' voices and stuff. Like that was probably a different type of sound than she was used to. I felt like she was moving a lot then. The apps had at this point in pregnancy they can distinguish light, which that's interesting. And then I was like, well, maybe that's for thinner women because I don't know. I got a nice little cushion of fat over top of everything else, so I don't know if she can see. Like when I get undressed, if it's brighter inside or not. I don't know about that for me. If any of you, I know some of you have kids already or some who will watch the video, if anybody had a baby at 37 weeks, I'd love to know your experience. I am praying that my baby will be closer to 38 weeks, like I said, and that there will be no NICU visit involved or NICU stay involved. So I'm trying not to think about that too much because, I can't prevent it or stop it. I was born early. I was born at 32 weeks. And I was thinking about that last week. Like, wow, my mom had me at this point in her pregnancy. And I was in a NICU for about 6 days. I weighed 4 pounds, 3 ounces. So it only took about a week for me to get to 5 pounds. Baby Joy Chaser. So let's see. Mo in the City 03 asked how many weeks was Baby Joy Chaser. They induced me with him at 39 weeks and 2 days. An induction took 2 days, so he was born 39 and 4. So just shy. So I don't even know how long he would have went if I wasn't induced because I was not even really dilated. I think maybe 1 centimeter when I got there. They basically had to start from scratch to get that induction going. But he wasn't low like this. Like this baby has been head down and low the entire time. So I'm hoping that that's to my benefit. And at the ultrasound Tuesday, she was even facing my back, which is how they want to be for like an easier labor. So I'm like, so she's all in the right position. So hopefully it'll work out. What vitamins did I take pre-implantation? I took prenatal. So for embryo transfer, I took prenatal. I took baby aspirin. I took Claritin. I took the Claritin because I wanted all of my histamines to be like calmed down because I do sometimes have like just like some stuffy nose and things like that. Like I didn't want anything going on in my body that was like inflammation or anything that was aggravated. So I took Claritin, baby aspirin, prenatal, vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin E was what I was taking. Nothing unusual or necessarily IVF specific, but those are what I take. Rachel Faith says, did you wear support briefs after baby Joy Chaser? So it's funny, I was trying to order some today. So I wore the Depends after him. And I had done it's funny, y'all. I had to rewatch my own video the other day. I was like, I don't even know what to pack in this hospital bag. Let me go watch my hospital bag video. And so in that video, I said that I had done a poll on Instagram and asked moms if they felt comfortable with the mesh panties that they give you in the hospital. It's mixed results for plus size women. So I ended up getting Depends, and that's what I used, and they worked great. So that's my plan. And I was trying to order some today from like a Target pickup, and they didn't have any, so I need to order those. But I did use them, and they worked great. And I used them for a while. Like, I didn't use them just in the hospital. I used them probably for maybe a couple weeks. I would put my underwear over top so it gave a smoother look. So the other blessing, so I'm trying to focus on the positive. The other blessing with getting induced a little earlier than I planned is more likely that I'll be able to have the vaginal birth, because C-section is on the table because of baby Joy Chaser having gotten stuck. Like, his head came out, but his shoulders were stuck. What they call shoulder dystocia. His was very mild because he was not injured at all, but it could have been, that's essentially a life-threatening scenario when the baby's head comes out and the body is stuck. So because of that, I am a candidate for C-section. I could decide to have an elective C-section, but since this baby will be earlier, I'm praying she'll be smaller and I could just push her out without incident. But I have been watching some videos about plus size women having C-sections because, you know, I don't have a flat tummy. I do have what they call like an apron where your belly hangs over a little bit, your over your like your fupa or whatever. So I've looked at that to see what that's been like for people. But I'm praying I don't have to do that. Hi, Miss Living Hope. We've been on here chatting for a while. Finally was able to kind of give an update. You'll have to go back and hear about all the drama, me being in the ER and all that stuff. But all is well. But yes, I plan to get the Depends and to use those. I feel like I've been more tired looking. I think I said that during the gender reveal. Like, I don't have any makeup or anything on today. And people this pregnancy have told me that I look tired. And the other interesting thing, when I was in the ER, I felt like no one could tell I was pregnant. I guess they just thought I have like a big belly because I'm a plus size. Because at one point, I'm trying to remember what they asked me. Oh my gosh, they asked me something. Like, why was I doing something? And I was like, because I'm pregnant. And they were like, oh. And these were doctors. And I was like, oh my gosh. Should that make you feel a little insecure? Like, am I just walking around here looking like really, really big for no reason? I try not to dwell on it. But yeah, like I feel like I'm like dark under here. But that's okay. Okay, I don't know if you guys have any other questions before I sign off. I was trying to get baby Joy Chaser to talk about the new baby, but he doesn't like to talk about it too much. He's busy coloring right now. Come on, let's fix this together. He's brought up the dad question a few times in the more recent months. And so we just talked about, you know, we being a mom and baby and soon to be a mom and two baby family. And then how I used a donor. So we've been talking about that a little bit more these days. So I feel really blessed that they will be able to be from the same IVF. So they have the same family story, origin story. Yeah. So keep hiding this chat by mistake. Alright, so if you guys don't have anything else, I'm probably going to sign off from here. I really should be straightening up, but I decided to go live with you guys instead. But yeah, I would love to know if any of you had a baby at 37 weeks or close to it. What was that like? Um, did your baby end up in the NICU? If so, how long? Did you have to get induced? If you did, how long did the induction take? I'm hoping I'm not looking at another 2 days. One of my friends got induced, and everybody said, "Oh, inductions take long." So she sent her kid's father home to, I think, get the car seat or something because they weren't. It was like um, like they weren't expected to get it admitted and induced. And that baby came in 4 hours. So I'm rubbing up here. All of a sudden, she moved, and like right here is her. I'm pretty sure that's like her butt. Is up here. So she seems kind of long. But that's where she is because when I sit forward, I can feel like a lump right there by my ribs. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching and being on the live with me and chatting. And hopefully I can be doing more regular updates. The benefit of the live, I understand why Tamika TTC would do lives a lot because you don't have to edit. You don't have to have space on your device and all that. But then, I'm interrupted and whatnot. So, and I can't take that part out. But anyway, I'll probably try to go live hopefully more frequently. So it's the countdown, y'all. I think she will be here. And today is the 13th. So it's a good chance that by the 13th of June that she will be here. So I think it's safe to say I'm in the final month. The final countdown for, I don't know, baby girl chaser, little sister joy chaser, princess joy chaser, I don't know, whatever we're going to call her. We're in the final stretch. You want to come say something before I hang up? Before I get rid of, before I get done with the video? Wait till you're done drawing. I can't keep talking until you're done drawing. You want to come say bye? You want to show your picture? Are you coming to say bye? All right. Miss Rachel Faith said bye. Oh, don't block the screen.
Bye.
Don't touch it. Oh, now you done zoomed in. How'd you do that? They don't want to see my face that close. Wait, how do I fix it? Stop. No. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. You're getting like... All right, there we go. Better. Don't touch. No, don't touch. Don't touch. Come here. All right. Don't touch. No. All right. Oh, you did it again. All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I didn't get my rest.
If you watch to the end of this video, put up the emoji that's like this, the person hitting their head, because that's the last few weeks I felt like, oh my goodness. Alright, you do that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, bye guys, until next time. Oh gosh.